Biff Tannen's Pleasure Paradise. I'm from the government and I'm here to help, clown. Brandon Gentile here. This is an incredibly important letter today, and it goes right to the heart, to the core of the fight that's going on, the culture war that's going on everywhere. And again, why is this important, Brandon? Why are you talking about this? Why do you continue to banter about this? Because quite honestly, the wealth, your retirement, the future of you, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren are all hanging in the balance right now. Hanging in the balance. We've talked for years. Ron Paul used to say, we need to audit the Fed. We need to do this and that. Libertarians everywhere used to say, we need to get rid of the Federal Reserve. We need to audit the Federal Reserve. Well, that's not going to happen. That's like asking Congress to give themselves a tax decrease and vote for that. That's just not going to happen, right? It's like having Congress vote term limits for themselves. That's not going to happen. So what do we do? As Milton Friedman said, we need a sly roundabout way to fix the money outside of the government, because they have the monopoly on violence. We've given them the monopoly on violence. So we need something that goes around them in order to fix the money system, to have sound money, which then heals everything else. And again, please go back to all the other videos and letters we've done as to why the money is the root of all the evil going on in the world. Money itself is not the root of evil, but money itself is the root of all the evil you see going on in the world. 98% of it. Some humans are still going to do evil things, even if we have sound money, even if we have a world built on a structural rock foundation. However, it's going to clear up vast majority of the ills we see, like 20-year wars, like Afghanistan, like Vietnam, like the Desert Storms, like Korean War. Those can't go on. People killing themselves, 20 veterans a day, destroying families, spending $7-8 trillion in the last 20 years, just to what? As we see Julian Assange saying 11 years ago, just to funnel money from big tech to the military-industrial complex and back and forth, the revolving door. That doesn't happen on an uncensorable, immutable, peer-to-peer blockchain. That cannot be changed. A ledger for all to see, for all of us to see. There's no 10% for the big guy anymore. There's none of that going on. You want to play with your phony currency over here, your monopoly money? Good luck, guys. There will be 10 of you on the system, and you'll be the only ones playing that system. We are taking a stand. We're choosing to go over here and play a new game. It's a new board game. It's not Monopoly anymore. You guys play with your Monopoly money over here. They've got us all on the game board right now, the same game board, same Monopoly board. And then the banker, when they go bankrupt, they get to print up new dollars, and then they feed it to us. Monopoly money is not a moniker. That's a real thing. That's the irony in all this. We are playing with monopoly money, it's currency, fiat currency, and until we give ourselves real money, until we give ourselves a Bitcoin standard, a mutable ledger that cannot be censored, you cannot be told what you can or cannot do, who you cannot transact with or who you can transact with. It can't be changed. There's no double spending. There's no chargebacks, no nothing. A final settlement, like digital gold, but a million times better. That is a system we are pining for. But it's not about, like I always say, money is the least interesting aspect, the wealth you can gain from this. But what it gives you, the saving, getting off the hamster wheel, saving your money, your time and energy, the economic container, saving it in a hard currency, in a finite money that expands in value over time. So you don't have to be on that hamster wheel anymore, and you can do what's you want to do. Spend time with your family, actually give and serve, be charitable, spend time building businesses that you love and in projects, producing goods and services that you want to see that help the world and move the world forward, instead of being stuck in this rat race thinking, I just need to take the next paycheck, I need to take the next job, I might hate my life, I might hate it, I might hate the people I work with, I might hate everything I do, I hate when I get up in the morning, but I have to go do it because I got to pay bills, because the bills are just running away from me, and the tax or the money I'm making, the cash I'm making, the currency I'm getting in my paychecks just keeps whittling away by inflation, which is directly the government's fault and responsibility, because of the currency they just get to print, because it's a broken currency, because it's finite, it's an infinite currency getting printed into oblivion, because we have a broken monetary system, because we don't have sound money. That's what Bitcoin fixes. That's what fixes all this. I digress. That's why this is important. Blocking out the sun for your safety, of course. Chase Bank has $1.5 trillion in cash on their balance sheet right now. And Bill Gates, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, the United Nations, the World Economic Forum, and all these yahoos, Joe Biden, are trying to block the sun with your tax dollars. No joke. This is the kind of clown world, fiat currency world we live in. And these are boondoggles. This is not Bill trying to actually block out the sun. If you actually go down the rabbit hole and find where your currency goes, where your tax goes, where your wealth, your time and energy is being spent, This is just paying off Bill Gates. This is just paying off his buddies, paying off his investments, paying off 10% for the big guy, paying off all the cronies of the world. Just like Solyndra 10 years ago. You can find a million examples. Solyndra was the first one when Barack Obama got into office. It was his buddy who owned Solyndra, and they were just shoveling money, taxpayer money, just getting funded right to Solyndra, right to his buddy, paying off his buddy. That's a way people get paid off in this fiat currency world, this broken monetary system world. You get in bed and make bad decisions. You play stupid games, play fiat games, you get fiat rewards. Play stupid games, you get stupid rewards. That's how these people, they want to get into power so that way they can gain wealth, because they don't know how to gain wealth any other way. I mean, again, not to pick on Barack Obama, but the guy was a community organizer. He's never worked a real honest day in his life. He doesn't know how to run a business. He doesn't know how to balance a balance sheet. He doesn't know how to actually make money and sell. He has no idea. So what do? We grift, we graft, we rent seek, and that's all politicians. That's all of them. Donald Trump was one of the anomalies. Just because he had billions of dollars, he made it on his own. And people could say, oh, he had $1 million. Well, great. How many of you could take $1 million and turn it into $1 billion in 1,000x or whatever it is, that money? Very few. Because what happens? Money doesn't fix anything. It's up here is what counts. Most people take their money, 99% of people would take it, and they lose all of it. They have no idea. And that's what we try to do here, is to enlighten people from the things I've learned over the years of playing professional hockey, the work ethic, the skill, the determination, the practice, repetition, and then channeling that into the last 10, 12 years of my investing career, my business career, building businesses, transitioning businesses, raising money, investing in real estate, investing in Bitcoin and gold and silver and all these different asset classes. And the benefit it has given me in my life to see all those skills come to fruition. So I'm not at the behest of the man. I'm not at the behest of the currency printers and the clowns running the world and taking everything you work for. It's an absolute joke. This is why. This is my passion. This is why I do what I do. Couldn't they bail out the hospitals with all that cash? Couldn't Chase bail out all the hospitals that are failing across the world? Europe, there's hospitals failing. Couldn't they pay the first responders across the world? Couldn't they fix world hunger with all that cash? Wouldn't that save lives? Heck, $1.5 trillion divided by 250 million people, which is, say those are people that might deserve that amount of people. Maybe the other third are kids. I didn't look it up, but just 250 million people in the U.S. I think there's 350 normally. Divided by those two divided by each other, that's about $6,000 per person. So if it was a husband and wife, even that's $12,000 per family. That's pretty good, right? I bet that would help people. And here's the balance sheets right here showing JP Morgan what the cash they have on hand, just going up every year basically. Do they hate people? Like, what's going on? Like, how come? Chase Bank, they must hate people because they're giving no interest on savings, but yet they're loaning it out at 6 to 7%. So we have to go pay mortgages now at 6 to 7%, but they're loaning it out at nothing, literally zero. Does the unproductive class hate people? Truly? It's almost like they want the opposite to happen. How come they're always talking about population control and eliminating humans? Why is that? Noel Harari at the World Economic Forum saying just insane things, how the scientists of the world, if the world does a select few elite, this is, again, you can go watch this video. I should post in here. The video, go Google it, YouTube it. Him saying there'll be a small select elite that make population, or they make the rules for the entire world. And if the people don't follow that, then they'll just drown. And there's a few elites, the scientists will gird them and keep them safe, and those will be the people that get to escape. The fact that guy's running around still talking and has a platform is mind-blowing. That just shows you how dumb and how stupid, how ignorant they think you and I are. Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say at this point. Again, Bill Gates, 5, 6, 7 years ago, doing TED Talks about how we need to eliminate human beings. These people are sick. There's no other way to explain it. There's only one company, Chase Bank, with $1.5 trillion on their balance sheet, in bed with government, mind you. And it goes to show you that if they truly believe the things they said, like can't be spewing carbon emissions everywhere, can't be doing this, can't be doing that, but yet they're doing it, flying to Davos, going everywhere, going to their secret meetings, going to public meetings, doing whatever they damn well please, telling you that we are better than you. We are public servants. No, we are the elite. We are the true unproductive class that do nothing. We rent seek. Visa just had record, profits again. They're just skimming things up top. Visa doesn't do anything. Visa does nothing, and yet their margins are just out of this world, billions upon billions of dollars a year. That's gone. Bitcoin destroys that, and good for you. You should be destroyed because you can't innovate. You're going to suck off the system and destroy the populace and give capitalism a bad name, and you're going to make it crony capitalism and creditism. Well, you know what? You're gone. You should be gone. Good. I love merit. Merit's coming. Bitcoin is merit. and it's going to take all the grift and graft out of the system. Again, this is only one company. But if they truly believe the things they said, their actions would be different. Again, I'm no fan of welfare, but we have to force people to walk their talk. It starts now. Government officials are telling us that inflation is a worldwide problem they can't solve. But yet they're telling us the global climate change is something that they can tackle. Believe me, give us unlimited cash and we'll do it. Again, Eric breaks it down pretty well. They want you to believe inflation is an uncontrollable act of nature while the weather is a controllable act of mankind. Clown world. As Thomas Sowell, one of the biggest travesties is that honorable people have an insatiable trust for dishonorable people. And I'm paraphrasing there. Remember though, more money dumped into bad situations doesn't fix anything. That should be everyone's first clue. So why do we continue to let these people, tax us and they get to print currency and counterfeit currency that they don't have to pay off? We have to pay off through taxes. Why is that allowed? Why are we letting the state tell us what money we can or can't use? Why are we letting the state tell us what we can or cannot do? They work for us at the consent of the governed. We're completely backwards. We don't even know this history about ourselves. We're not taught it in school. Again, do you think that's a coincidence? When foundations are broken and mindsets are wrong, any amount of currency or money won't fix a thing. Again, does it fix the 80-90% of NFL and NBA athletes that are broke or have financial problems within 3 years out of the league? No, because it's mindset. It's a mindset. Money doesn't fix anything. Money doesn't do anything. Throwing money at the school system, like, oh, we got to fix schools because the grades are down, the tests are down. Let's throw more money at teachers. Let's throw more money here and there. That never fixes anything. That money doesn't fix anything. That's why money becomes a root of all evil, because it's just a way these people use to grift and graft and rent seek and just skim off the top, like Visa, like all these companies that just, Wall Street fees, assets under management. They just click a button. Yep, your money's invested. Pay us fees all year long. But yet we click the button once, rebalanced your portfolio, and away we go. The algorithm's got it done for you. They don't tell you that. They make it look like they're doing stuff all day long. It's just insanity. I mean, what kind of clown world are we going to accept as a human adult? God's highest form of creation, the higher faculties that only us have, no other animals, imagination, will, reason, memory. It really is mind-blowing. Why? Why are we led to believe that we cannot make decisions that are right for ourselves? Why are we made to feel like we cannot understand economics? Why are we constantly told that we shouldn't believe the things we are seeing with our own eyes? Why are we constantly being told what to do and think in general? Question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. For that there is a God, surely he will respect questioning and education over blindfolded fear. Again, I paraphrase my favorite quote from Thomas Jefferson, just to make it a tad bit easier to read, but it's so true. True Social Security and insurance is Bitcoin, a parallel system being built outside of the control of the state. Separation of money and state. This is the fight. Like the video we did yesterday, the game is not red versus blue, it's the state versus you. They have you in the Coliseum fighting man and woman, black and white, red versus blue, political Republican and conservatives versus the liberal Democrats. No, that's an absolute joke. That's what they want you to think. The game is really them destroying your money and taking everything you work for and your livelihood every single day. Until you fix the money, none of this matters. Just telling you. That's all it is. A parallel system being built outside of it. Separation of money and state. Money undergirds every transaction in society. When money is taken out of the hands of the few and put back into the hands of the people, they flourish. As Jeff Booth notes, who's an incredible entrepreneur, when there is scarcity of money, there is abundance of goods. When there is an abundance of money, there's a scarcity of goods. Here we go. We have more Fiat world. This is a quick Google search of garbage on train tracks in California. Here you go. There you go. There's the Fiat world we live in. Really, really great, breaking of the money there, breaking of the currencies and destroying things. And you get the pictures like this all over the world of this kind of stuff going on because we've broken the money. All of your assets inside the system won't matter if society is crumbling. Your life insurance, your stock brokerage account, your real estate and property taxes, and your businesses that are all taxed through the government will be completely and utterly destroyed if it's measured through fiat currency. And the fact that they have shown they are ready, willing, and able, the governments are, to block or cancel you right out of the accounts. No company or asset class is safe. What makes you think you are more special than billionaire Kanye West, getting shut out of Chase just in the last couple weeks, or the nuclear power Russian government, who was just shut out of the dollar system in February? The United States government has shown they will cancel or freeze. How are you better than they are, and how are you more important? What makes you more special than them? A nuclear power and a billionaire they've shut out of the system. You tell me. But it's not going to happen to us, right? What if your accounts aren't frozen? What if they aren't? What if life just continues to go on, but they're not frozen, Brandon? The problem is the currency has been so thoroughly inflated away, devalued in its actual value, that the society is on fire and you are riding around like it's alternate 1985 when Biff Tannen rules the roost back in Back to the Future 2. Everything is in such shambles that you can't even go outside. So you could have tons of fiat wealth, but if you can't spend it and the businesses and stores are all shut down, or you can't even make it there, or your Amazon truck is just gone, it's not going to deliver stuff to your door, then what does your wealth even matter? This is where I found myself fighting for financial freedom in the last 10 years of my life, and then all of a sudden realizing, oh my gosh, great, me obtaining financial freedom, that was all a great goal and everything. However, what does it matter if the whole world's crumbling around me? It's like having $1 trillion on an island by yourself, a small little remote island with nothing on it. There's sand, there's some water, there's the sun there and some palm trees. But I got $1 trillion. Doesn't really matter at that point, does it? You might as well have zero. That's where we find ourselves. And that's where I find myself. What kind of world do I want my kids to live in? Great. I could be financially free. I could be financially free and getting all kinds of cash flow from real estate, from rentals, from multifamily apartments, from self-storage, from dividend-paying stocks and calls and options that I'm selling. Great. That's wonderful. But if the world's burning around me, and that's the world I have to live in every single day, my wife has to live in, my kids have to live in, my family and brothers and sisters and cousins and aunts and uncles and grandmas, they have to live in that world? Well, that's not really a world at all, is it? But hey, at least I'm financially free. That's where my mindset has switched over the last couple of years. 2 years or so, that's where my mindset really, I understood this wealth gap is the biggest problem to humanity. The breaking of the money. Don't listen to any of the garbage you see on TV. The breaking of the money and what they've done to the money. If we do not get this right, nothing else matters. They have complete control. Central bank digital currencies, the control of your entire life is complete dystopian world. The mark of the beast, really. Central bank digital currencies are the mark of the beast. That's the end game. Them controlling every single aspect of your life, shutting you out of the system, closing you out of the system, freezing you out, telling you what you can or can't do the rest of your life, every single thing, every person you know, all run by the system, by a few elites, as Noah Harari says. Absolutely psychotic. This is the exact scenario that those in the Bitcoin community are trying to stop from coming to fruition. And that's why I find myself in this fight. I changed from the conservative, something libertarian, constitutionalist, just kind of going throughout the last 20 years to also in the last handful of years realizing, oh my gosh, all those parties are the same. It's Bitcoin. That's the party. Those are the people that are looking and have the answer. They actually have the answer. It's not fighting, oh, he said, she said. It's actually, no. We're actually just building the entirely new system outside of this, whether it's on social media, whether it's the new banking, the new internet itself, Web 5, all that is being built. A lot of it's already built. That's what most people have no idea, and they'll come to find out in the next few years. And that's all being built right outside of the walls. This completely new city that everyone will continue to go to, and they will continue to, one by one, will continue to flock to and move to. And eventually one day, the unproductive class will wake up and realize, man, no one's in our city walls anymore. We can't keep anyone in. They're all gone. That will be the day when we all win, when freedom wins. Look around you and see all the riots in the fiat clown world we live in. Remember, every currency in the world is fiat. It means backed by nothing. So the US dollar is backed by nothing, not backed by gold anymore, no sound money, and then all the other currencies are backed by the US dollar. So the treasury market here is what the entire world runs off of, US treasury market. Look around you and see how that world's working out. All the riots, all the protesting, all the chaos going on around the country and around the world. And then the audacity of the government here to say, oh, if inflation is a world problem. Yeah, that's because the dollar is the world reserve currency and everything's hooked up to the dollar. And you guys all decided to collaborate, your central banks, and print unlimited amounts of currency. Again, it'd be like having a Babe Ruth card, the only rookie card ever to exist, and then Tops or Upper Deck decided, you know what, we're going to print a couple trillion more of those. Sorry, Rick. And you'd be like, whoa, my card's worth like $100 million. And you're like, not anymore. Now it's worth $1 because we just printed another trillion of them. That's your dollar. That's a dollar you're holding. That's what's happening. Because it's not backed by anything. It's zero. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. It's just confidence. As soon as that tipping point is reached and the scales tip, the iceberg flips over, those dollars will just be like the Weimar Republic when they're pushing them in wheelbarrows. People are just burning them because they were better as kindling the currency in Zimbabwe, Argentina, Venezuela, all these countries that have happened because it was worth zero. And people realize, oh my goodness, this is worth nothing. Look at all the chaos going around the world. France, Italy, Belgium, Germany. Mass protests happening all across Europe because of high energy and food prices, and sanctions on Russia are crippling European economies. Yet the media continues to turn a blind eye to this. I wonder why. Because it didn't support their narrative. And again, James Melville said that, Graham Stephan said this. It has a compilation of all the different things. Goldman, Citibank, all kinds of different headlines from all the major news outlets warning, this is going to get bad. It's going to get really bad. So what are we doing to hedge? How are we protecting ourselves and adding skills and increasing our food storage, water, food, shelter, everything, our energy, gold, silver, Bitcoin, hedging into different asset classes to be ready for the storm and what's coming. Again, you can surmise that we're quickly evolving into a Biff world scenario. What does it matter if you gain the whole world? Again, like we said, but there's no world you're welcome in that exists to spend that wealth in. What is it if you gain the whole world, but you lose your family and your soul in the process, like we explained earlier? You gave in just for a few fiat dollars, and your family's gone. You can't spend any of that wealth, so great. Now you might be able to, seem a little wealthy, or at least for a second you might seem wealthy, or you are wealthy, but you can't spend it anywhere. The world's on fire around you. You've lost your family, whether it's physically lost them or just mentally. They're gone. They got sucked into the system, the culture rot. What are we fighting for? For our kids? For the future? What are we doing? Sovereign mindset. Michael says, if you think you can just do something, screw around, drink beers, play video games, and make it through the next phase of human civilization, really this next 10 years before turning, you're going to be in for a massive surprise. You could not be more right. Just more stuff? What are we doing this all for? Just more stuff? More paper trash they call fiat currency? The kindling? Again, as Jim Rickards says, the elite's bonfire is just burning cash, burning currency, burning fiat currency. Bitcoin, gold, and silver, those are the real monies. Are we fighting for a world worth inheriting, built on a structure that benefits all? Built on a structure of rock and not sand? Fix the money, fix the world. And I had to throw this in here at the end because it's just hilarious. All the people, oh, Bitcoin's not an inflation hedge. Oh, Bitcoin's this, or whatever. Bitcoin now less volatile than the S&P 500, NASDAQ for first time since 2020, and decoupling from stocks. It's just hilarious. And this is going to continue. And this is just a minor thing. This isn't, I want to throw it in here to poke fun at people because there's people in here that want to dance on Bitcoin's grave. And this is just going to continue happening more and more. I want to fight for this, for people to be as free as possible. This is not I told you so. This is to just the stark contrast of the narratives and what the stories that people tell themselves in their head, and trying to get people to disconnect from those narratives, to bring themselves up out of that, stop looking in the tunnel vision and look up, look around, you see the forest and the trees and what's going on actually. And the system you're operating in, as Jeff Booth says, you cannot fix reality from the current system. So us, people trying to just, I'm going to invest in stocks, I'm going to do this and that, I'm going to do this. Like I said, what does it gain if I realized a couple years ago, if I'm financially free and then the whole world's burning around me, what does it matter at the end of the day? What did I win? What did I get? Nothing. I'm going to get to the pearly white gates and God's going to say, cool, you're financially free, bro. Awesome. What'd you do for my kingdom? What'd you do for me? What'd you do for your fellow man? Great. Wonderful. Stay strong. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time, your energy spent here with us. It's the most important asset we have. The only finite asset we have besides Bitcoin, the two finite assets. That's why I say Bitcoin is time, time is Bitcoin. The only two finite assets there are on the planet that we know of. Please like, subscribe. Please share it. Like I said, if anyone you know that might enjoy it or might need to hear it. If you don't like it, please let us know. Please dislike it. Please let us know what we can do better, how we can provide more value and more education for you. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one.